What's up, guys? I am the real Alpha Hawk, coming with another video to give you some advice on how to eat for mass. Now, specifically, this video is more tailored to kids sort of my age, a bit younger, maybe like secondary school, just getting into lifting, and you're looking around and you're like, I'm not getting any bigger, and I just want to bulk and cut without knowing what I'm doing. And that's where you're wrong, okay? Because I'm going to be giving you some golden rules on how to eat for mass and become the biggest, juiciest individual in your school, where even the girls and the teachers will look at your bulbous leg muscles through your... So you might be thinking, who am I to give you all this advice? Well, I am a former young teenage person.
This is me at 16 winning the junior category at the PCA, by the way. Anyway.
Who has gone through all of these struggles that you have yourself, about not putting on size, watching the scale stay the same consistently for weeks. Well, you've come to the right place, my friend. This cool little app called MyFitnessPal. Now, MyFitnessPal I hold very deeply dear to my heart. It is a very easy app to use, which you'll know as soon as you download it. You need an app to track your calories and to track what you're eating, so you know you're eating enough. Now, what is eating enough? Eating enough is eating in a small surplus of your maintenance. So let's say your maintenance is the amount of calories you need to keep your body weight. So if you're eating and you're trying to gain more weight, and you look at your scale and you've been like, oh, I've been 60 kilos for the last 6 weeks. Whatever amount of calories you've been eating per day to remain at that is your maintenance calories, and you need to eat more to gain size. Now, it can be quite hard to sort of find out your maintenance. So something that I would do is personally, let's say, especially when you're playing a lot of sports, you could be playing a lot of rugby, a lot of basketball and all this, but you're burning a shit ton of calories, and you're going to have to eat a lot more, and that sort of messes with how you would find out your maintenance a little bit. So what I would do, if I was in your shoes again, is that I would continue eating what I'm eating, like normally, because I'll probably stay the same weight for about a week. Keep note of what I'm eating and then roughly estimate the calories, and then put on maybe 300 calories on top of that, and then track that in MyFitnessPal, and then see if anything changes slowly over the course of like a month. See if you feel better in the gym, and then if you're not, then add more calories, and if you are, or if you're putting on way too much weight, then obviously that's way too much, and then you just taper it down a little bit, and then that's simples. Now you're going to be wanting to track your protein, and you're mainly going to want to get a pair of scales for this, right? You're going to want to have some kitchen scales, and you also really want to get some scales just to weigh yourself as well, otherwise you don't really know if you're gaining weight or not. But you don't need them. You can just sort of use your performance in the gym to see if you're building muscle, like if you're getting stronger. What this all comes down to is that you're going to want to eat 1 gram of protein per pound of body weight. So if you weigh 180 pounds, you weigh 200 pounds, you're going to eat 200 grams protein, 180 grams protein. I gave 2 examples in one there just to fucking mess with you. Your recovery is going to be better. After your recovery is going to be better, you're going to be bigger, you're going to be stronger, which is going to make you happier. So eating more protein and tracking your protein is going to make you happier. So now let's actually get talking about actually eating. Now, it's going to be, when you're trying to bulk this much, especially when you're younger and with sports, you're going to have to cram so many calories. Like, when you're eating that many calories, it's going to be very tough to eat those in 3 meals. So I definitely recommend you eating them in at least 4. And of those 4 meals, you really want to prioritize your pre-workout meal, your breakfast, and your post-workout meal, which is something Jay Cutler stood by. But it's also the reason why they are so important is because your pre-workout meal is essentially fueling your workout, and then your post-workout meal is essentially fueling your recovery. And to make use of both of these meals, what you can just do is just to eat more carbs, both sides of them. You want to eat not too many, you don't want to be bloated, you don't want to be digesting lots of shit when you're working out, but just it's a good idea to have a quick digesting snack before you hit the gym. It's going to help with pumps. You see all the guys on the internet talk about it, like with the rice cakes and honey, and there's some truth behind that. And with the post-workout meal, you're going to want to have maybe like a bowl of cereal with some chicken. That's something very, very, very basic. Almost sounds like rations, but it will work because all those carbs are just going to shuttle back to your muscles and replenish all of those glycogen stores that you just burn up. I definitely recommend that you utilize the time when you're breaking your school. So normally you have 2 breaks, right? You have a break and then you have lunchtime in school. So and of those 2, I definitely recommend that you eat something of sustenance in those and of high protein, whether that means taking a shake to school with a scoop of whey in it and filling it up at the water fountain, downing that in break, and then having a chicken breast at lunch. That's going to be so much more beneficial than just having like a Kit Kat and a cheese sandwich, which most of your peers will have with you, and then suddenly you're going to just skyrocket above all of them, being massive mass monster in your year and being an absolute sigma and dominating everyone, which is secretly all what we want. You guys who this video is intended for, you are all still children, and it's going to be very hard to, and it's going to be very almost scary to prepare all your own meals, and your parents might not even let you. And I've touched on this in an earlier video that I made, but what you can just do is say all of your meals that you make are your mum's, and it's like, I can't afford to eat more chicken breast. I can't buy you more chicken breast. So what you can do is just be like, your mum, I've been doing a lot of research in nutrition, and it would be really beneficial for my development if I got more protein in. So could we buy more chicken, and maybe I'll stop eating as much junk, and I'll even help cook with you. You know what I mean? And then you could spend more time with your parents, cooking, and maybe even cook dinner a few times a week. So how about that, sir? So, to recap, you're going to have your calorie counting app. You're going to use that to eat on a surplus of like 200-300 calories, which you're also going to track your protein. That's you're going to weigh on a weighing scale, and then you're just going to get big, and that's basically the entire video.